Iasu Malagedo. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. 1967, part 8.
I'm really sorry. I came all the way from Scotland. I thought the Leafs were going to win 2 games they lost. It must have been the fact that the guys were so overwhelmed at the size of my massive fucking tit. They lost concentration. I am sorry. They let me sit on the bench. That's why they lost today. They were overcome by Scottish pheromones. They didn't know what they were doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where to begin. Well, first off, let me just say this: this woman, she saw a Leaf game. I don't know, in the last month or something like that. They lost. Like as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan since 1982, I'm used to it. Like any other typical Leaf fan. That's not extremely delusional. Yeah, she came all the way from Scotland. Who the fuck would have thought that there's Maple Leaf fans in Scotland? I mean, yeah, they showed the flag here. It is blue and white, so maybe that's why. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just hope I don't hope I'm looking at I don't know, 30 years into the future of what Sydney Sweeney could look like. But regardless, it's cool to see, that there are Leaf fans all over the world. And I haven't done one of these in quite a while, probably since the last season. And let's be honest, we all know what happened there. I even mentioned from now on, if the Leafs are ever in a Game 7 situation, okay, I don't care if they're playing a bunch of pylons. I'm betting with the pylons. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I bet $100. I won, courtesy of Proline. Thank you. And bet responsibly. I won $310. So I made a $210 profit. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm really not. Like, here's the way I see it. Like, and I'm going to do this all the time. So, I mean, it's possible that the Leafs ever do win a cup. I'm sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face. But if it ever does happen, I mean, I will end up losing $400. I mean, there's a chance I could, if every series goes to a Game 7, which could happen. I mean, I would not be surprised if that happens. I mean, the Leafs could end up playing 28 games to win a Stanley Cup. But yeah, I just don't care anymore. I really don't. I will always be a Leaf fan. I've said this before, and I will say it probably to someone tomorrow. There are three types of Leaf fans. There is the diehard Leaf fans who are, extremely fucking out of it. And then there's Leaf fans, realistic Leaf fans like me, who love the Leafs. Okay, but we criticize them all the time because we should. It's our given right to do that. Okay, we're realistic Leaf fans. We're not the type of people that, sign, someone who played for the Leafs 10 years ago and yep, the cup is ours. No, I am not that one. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'd like to be. I really would. But it's not there. It's not in me. I gotta call bullshit when I see it. And I'm not, trying to make a reference to any player that we've done out there because we've done that tons of times with the Leafs. So I've just lost count at this point. But I'm that person. I gotta, call bullshit if I see it. And then there's the Leaf fans that, become, Canadian fans, become Sens fans, become Boston fans, because they really fucking hate the Leafs, but deep down they really love the Leafs, but they can't admit it because they fucking hate the Leafs so much, and you can't blame them. You can't. I'm starting to sound like RFK, but the point is, something has to give eventually. Okay, so I wanted to do a little prep talk, before the first game of the 2025 NHL playoffs, where, of course, the Leafs, have made it in. I mean, we have a good team. I don't think anybody can doubt that. We have a great team. We did pretty good this year. But again, once the playoffs hit, we all know what's going to happen. But we're not going to play Boston, ladies and gentlemen. We're not. We're just not. It's just, I know it's some kind of miracle. Something, happened this Christmas. Tons of Leaf fans, came together and prayed, at the ACC. And he finally heard us, It finally went through. And we're who the fuck are we playing? We're playing Ottawa. Oh, fuck. Okay. All right, so there was a bit of a hiccup there, but that's okay. I mean, listen, every time we play teams like the Sens or Buffalo, these are teams that we should easily beat. We fuck up a lot of the times. Not every time, but a lot. It's just there. It's, all these teams are very close to us, geographically, and now it's the Battle of Ontario, and I've said this, a few days ago, and there's no reason why the Leafs can't beat the Sens in 4 games. Worst case scenario, 5 games. There's no excuses anymore. There's not. Even, I say this year too, there's no reason why we can't make it to at least the 3rd round. Would I like them to win the Cup? Of course. But at the same time, again, like I refer back to the last few minutes, I'm realistic. We all know what's going to probably maybe happen. Ottawa could win the next 4 games. Like, they won today. I'm going to get into that. Yeah, and that's the reason why I want to, wait a little bit. I wanted to see them, how they perform in the first game here. And I got to say, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good game. We kicked ass. It was awesome. But at the same time, we all know what may happen. We won the first game. Let's not get the Cup is ours. Oh my God, like this lady with the, listen, I got big tits too, but that doesn't mean I think the Leafs are going to win. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So we have to pace ourselves. Okay. So obviously, unlike high school, I made some notes, and I like to, just refer to these, and let's just see what we can do here. Okay. So, like I said before, it is the Battle of Ontario. Okay, so, already, wherever the games are going to be played, whether if it's Toronto or Ottawa, we're already saving money. Okay, we don't have to play the United States anthem. Okay, save a couple bucks on the tariffs. That's good there. That's awesome. I remember in 2003, I believe, we did beat them, right? Yeah, and like even Travis Green, who played for us at that time, 2002-03 season, now he's the head coach of Ottawa. He seemed very happy tonight. Like I said, it was a great game. But even back then, I mean, they showed a couple clips before the game, of course, to get the Leafs all, pumped up, the fans, all that. It was great. It was cool. I forgot a lot of the shit. I even forgot that, despite Domi, by the way, Domi, you kick ass, man. You fucking kick ass. And I believe I've said this before. Ty Domi, by the way, his, son kicks ass too, obviously. There's that great picture of Domi playing on the Leafs, and he shows, his son just, being on the bench there. And in the future, I said years ago, I don't know why this kid is not playing for us. I mean, it's, so there you go. It was meant to be. But I believe I mentioned this before, where I work security, ladies and gentlemen, in Toronto. And, It could be either one of two things. It could be, a very easy job, or you can work somewhere downtown late at night, and just hope that someone doesn't puncture you with a needle. Um, so far, so good. But it's going to be shit out there. But the point is, there's been two times where I have had the opportunity to meet Ty Domi, and it didn't happen. So the first time was I worked at a bar. You guys might know it. It's just outside of Spadina Station. It's called Madison Pub. I guess I can mention it by now. Yeah, it basically looks like two frat houses. If you're just turning 19 and you're ready to get shit faced, it's awesome. It just looks like oh my god, like there's 4 floors here, four floors there. But then you grow up and you're like, wow, this is it doesn't look good. You don't see many clubs with carpeting from 1962. But the point is, it wasn't a bad place to work, But there was one night I went outside for a smoke during the shift. I don't condone smoking. I just, work security. I've actually quit in the last little while. And what I mean by that is I haven't smoked since my birthday, which was a few weeks ago. Thank you for whoever just wished me a happy birthday there. I assume at least one person did. But the point is, one of my security buddies out there told me that, one guy was trying to get in. And we didn't let him in. He just kept saying he was, a former Toronto Maple Leaf player. And I said, holy shit, like, who was it? And he didn't even know his name. He just said, yeah, it was some, short guy with, eyebrows. And I go, Ty Domi? You didn't let Ty Domi in? He's like, yeah, he didn't have an ID. He didn't have a fucking ID? Who cares? It's Ty Domi. Fuck, man. How the fuck can you not let in fucking Ty Domi? Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. It's Easter. I shouldn't have swore. Whatever. The point is... Yeah, that was that is fucking crazy. And then the other time is when I worked security in the back of the Windows store. They were building it at the Eaton Center, and he was there to kind of do the opening, whatever. And of course, he's in the front. I'm in the back there guarding the shit, and I couldn't get to him. I couldn't get one single look at those beautiful eyebrows. And believe me, I'm Greek and Italian. If anybody knows about the beautiful eyebrows, it's me, Ty Domi, and Scorsese. But it just didn't happen. But yeah, looking back at all these clips, I mean, I miss Domi, man, but it's so cool that we got his kid here. It's awesome. Like his head was cut because... Like he got into the fight there, I think he hit the boards, whatever, and he was just like arguing with the players like over the bench there, and seeing Darcy Tucker there, you're still a bad motherfucker, and it was just awesome. So it was very reminiscent, and it's been over 20 years, guys, since we faced these guys in the playoffs, so it's been pretty crazy. So, but yeah, I mean, if any. We need the Leafs in the playoffs more than ever right now, and of course, obviously, we need the Leafs to win a cup more than ever, because if anybody lives in the city of, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, we all know it's going to shit. The mayor, I don't know, she's just fucking out of it. I mean, let's just be honest. I don't know. I don't know what's up with her, man. I mean, like, shit is, going south big time, and she's just smiling and laughing at water parks. I mean, I don't know what's going on there, but if you could start giving a shit soon, that'd be great. The homeless problem, holy shit. I put up a clip before on my page. If you're ever at the intersection at Broadview and Danforth, there's a CIBC building there, a bank. I to this day I haven't met anybody that uses CIBC, but anyways, on the side of the building there, just close to the subway station, Broadview Station, believe it or not, there was a homeless woman living there in like what seemed to be like a box fort for at least 9-10 months. Now, who knows if I remember one day I just went by there and she peeked out, and by the way, this is a great Toronto Maple Leaf podcast. But anyways, she just peeked out, and it's this like big black woman. And she, I saw just a few seconds of her. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if she died or, they eventually just told her to get out of there. But, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, it really, I don't understand what's going on here. But, and again, I sympathize, sympathize with the fuck. Okay, I'm excited by the win, guys. Sorry. But the point is, I had too many Coke Zeros today. But the point is, I say that way too much. But, yeah, it's crazy. It really is. So if the city could, use a little bit of a boost ever since COVID, and we're still recovering from that, and I don't know, people walking like zombies from fentanyl, and that was another thing too. I did a job. Actually, no, I did a job close to Maple Leaf Gardens there. I talked about the shitty bar that's across the street there, Mickey Finn's. I did a whole 3-part episode on that bar. Holy shit, do not go there. Holy fucking shit. But anyways, 3-parter, guys. Trust me, it's a lot to be said. But the point is, I saw somebody get off the streetcar there and literally just be on the side of the road there in between cars, leaning over like a zombie for like 5-10 minutes. And it is just fucking crazy. But like I said, like, this city could use, a little bit of a makeover. I'm not going to lie. I still love my city. Don't get me wrong. I grew up here. It's still awesome. But, yeah, my God, it's not good. So, I mean, the Leafs, no pressure on the Leafs or nothing. But we could definitely use, a little bit of a, good morale. Let's just say that. Then everyone loves the Leafs. I know deep down, there's, like I said, I listed 3 things there. But, deep down, you stupid Boston fans. I don't know. First of all, I don't know why you live in Toronto. You're wasting everyone's time. Didn't what's his name? Big nose there. Marchand went to Florida, whatever. So he's he's basically retired. But yeah, yeah. I don't know why you're wasting your time here. But the point is, like, we need something good to happen with the Leafs. We really do. And we got a good team this year. So, like I said, I don't see any reason why we can't go to at least the 3rd round. I hope we go all the way. But like I said, but all this happening, of course, is good for bars because, a lot of bars and restaurants losing money. And, it's tough. I mean, I know the summer's coming and all that, and the winters can be rough, but we're still slowly recovering from COVID. And, the Leafs, it's an institution, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. The last few years, I don't think I've watched the whole game. I've watched clips here and there, a little bit of a game sometimes. I don't know. For some reason, I always tune in like when they're in overtime, and they always kick ass in overtime when I watch it. So I don't know. It's just good timing there. But I mean, let's be honest. It kind of depresses me in a little, in a way, because we all know what's going to happen in April, May, and all that shit, and it's not good. It is what it is. But we're still, we're still here. I'm still here. Just I'm not gonna travel. I mean, to see a game like from the Scotland lady. My God, I mean, I don't know how much she paid to come all the way here and pay for these tickets. And I don't know. Someone made a good point too. Like, they said it's like what is it? $15 a beer for, or even more, like $15 to $20 or some shit like that. And then someone found a cheap ticket for a Blue Jay game that was less than that. So it's literally cheaper to go to a Blue Jay game than it is to have a beer at the ACC. And you wonder why your fans. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say all your fans, but I mean, but this goes back to the number one fan. Some people don't give a fucking shit. I mean, they will just pay whatever. They will pay. But first of all, I don't understand why anybody pays money for a Bud Light. I mean, Jesus. I don't care who drinks it. If it's man, woman, both. I don't give a shit about that. I care more about, the taste of beer. I mean, I'm more of a, Guinness man myself, on tap. And I assume if you're from Scotland here, I mean, you're used to a certain quality, but I don't know, I guess not. But yeah, holy shit. I mean, it's more to go to a J, or less to go to a J game than it is to buy a fucking beer. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know, go figure that one. But yes, there are still, the Leaf fans out there. Okay, I'm still a Leaf fan. There's there's lots of us out there. Okay, so don't worry. I'm sure they're not going to go broke anytime soon. Don't worry. Okay, people can't even can barely afford to sit in the parking lot and watch the game. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to go over this first game just a little bit and give a little insight on what is going on in this beautiful mess of a art team that we call the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I don't know, maybe something can happen here. Who knows? But anyways, so let me just point out too that the Jays, we just signed the Guerrero for that big ass contract. I don't know I don't know. All of a sudden, the Jays got money like they're a fucking soccer team. I don't know. They lost today too, 8-3 against the Mariners. I don't know. Somewhere Ken Griffey and his dad are happy, I guess. They haven't hit a home run in that whole series, so I don't know. I guess that's not good. What are you gonna do? No playoffs for the Raptors. Again. Listen. Raptors, I guarantee you next year will be okay. I'll tell you why. Because Ingram's going to come back. He's going to be nice and rested. He's going to make a difference. I'm telling you. He's going to be a fan favorite. I'm telling you. He's going to make a difference. If we get a good player in the draft, hope we can get somewhere between 1 and 5 in the first round. We should do all right. So this year's supposed to be a very good draft. So give the Raptors some time. I mean, we're far away from, what we were a championship, like 6 years ago, 2019. So... Boucher is still here, so I still love him. But other than that, the whole team has changed. So it's crazy. We still got a good team. Forward wise, I feel we're pretty good. Our defense is fucking shit. Let's just be honest. We really need some help in that, rebounding, all that. But we get the right tools, and I like I said, we're not. I don't think we're rebuilding. We're retooling. Okay, so we got some good big guys up front there. We'll be all right. Argos, everybody loves the Argos. I mean, it's come on, it's it's the Argos, man. But the point is, in the end, it all falls on the Leafs. It really does. I mean, the Leafs is the number one thing you think of when you think of Toronto sports. The Yankees is to New York, as Toronto, or the Leafs is to Toronto. That's just the way it is. It'll never, 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 never change. Maybe one day. I don't know. Will Toronto ever get a second team? I don't know how you guys feel about that. But, and when I say you guys, I mean men and women. Yeah, we live in a PC world. Fuck off. Anyways, so first period, okay? Obviously, it's going to be a little physical. There's a little bad blood, even from spawning from 20 years ago, like I talked about before. So far so good. Seemed like it was going to be a low-scoring game at one point. I don't know. Like, to me, it just didn't seem like much was happening. And then, not much really happened, to be honest with you, that first half, And then the commercials hit, and I don't know, I saw a commercial for Rogers Cable there, and Keanu was in there, and... Did anybody else catch that, like, Keanu Reeves? First of all, I love Keanu Reeves, don't get me wrong. I mean, for, Speed and John Wick alone, I'll love this man forever. And keep in mind, he was the goalie in, was it the Youngbloods there, with Rob Lowe and Patrick Swayze there. It's fucking awesome. Keep in mind, too, when they taped that movie, the one scene with Rob Lowe and the girl there, that's where John Candy grew up, just across the street there. That's O'Connor and Donland. So if you're ever in the area, pay a little tribute to the late great John Candy. But anyways, I got to represent where I'm from, East York, EY till I die. But anyways, did anybody notice that Keanu Reeves was eating the mixture there, the strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate, and he was only eating the vanilla? Now, in this day and age, I could nitpick, which I don't even know if you're allowed to say that anymore, but I just did. Fuck it. But, you have, I mean, Keanu Reeves, let's be honest, I love Keanu Reeves, don't get me wrong, but he's a pretty, and this is coming from a white guy, he's pretty white, you know what I mean? And he's only eating the vanilla ice cream. So I don't know if that was meant to be a joke, you know what I mean? That he's a white guy eating only vanilla, or... I don't know. I mean, someone out there is gonna bitch about, oh, you're not eating the other flavors, you're racist or whatever. I guarantee you, someone else is gonna catch that. I just thought I'd throw that out there. But in the end, fuck Rogers. I mean, their emblem is that red. I don't know what the fuck it is. That red circle, like it literally looks like an asshole. And the reason why it looks like a big juicy red asshole is because like when you sign a contract with these guys, you like that's where they fuck you. It's a horrible company. I would never go with them again. I mean, ask anybody that's ever been on hold. I let my neighbor, because he was changing cell phone plans where he used my phone. He said, I'll be only a 10 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, sure, buddy, no problem. And then I said, oh, like, what company are you going to be with? And he said Rogers. And I thought, fuck, like he's absolutely not going to be 10 or 15, like maybe 10, 15 hours. But yeah, he ended up being, I think it was like 2.5 hours. And afterwards he was all frustrated. And I was like, dude, it's Rogers. Like I felt like that guy at the end of, talking to, Jack Nicholson there. It's Chinatown, it's Rogers, man. Like what are you going to do? But anyways, yeah, so this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you don't score in a game. But anyways, you tend to drift. Yeah, so Leafs score the first goal. All right. It was, what was it? Ekman Larson, which Oliver. I don't know, maybe he's British. I don't know. I never heard of him. I got to be honest with you. But defenseman, and even the guy said, he's a defenseman by the Leafs. Shocker. And it was, yeah, because our defense is, not scored that much this year, I've heard. And there you go. Who gives a shit, man? I don't care if, the one-armed man scores. Just fucking get into the net, man. Fuck this. And we almost scored again. It was literally dancing on the line there at the almost 10-minute mark. And that was close, but still killing it. Then Mitch Marner scores the second goal. That's awesome. That's cool. And of course, as a Leaf fan, we think we're ahead, and then the Sens score with 4 minutes left. Classic. It almost feels like strike one, and then we saw a commercial of Ron Harper, strike two, and then the second period starts. John Tavares scores. Johnny T, who again, I love Matthews. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm still getting used to the mustache. I'm not gonna lie. But I still feel that John Tavares should be the captain if John Tavares is still on the team. If he wasn't on the team, I get that. Matthews next up, for sure. But, I mean, they said they had the meeting with him and all that, like, obviously he's going to be pressured and whatever, and I don't know. What are you going to do? I don't know. There's certain Leaf fans that don't forget, certain Leaf fans, I don't know. They just, it is what it is. But anyways. So then, we get the two-man advantage. Nylander scores. That's awesome. And then, I don't know, I saw a commercial for Connor McDavid being a chef. Connor, I love you, man. Don't get me wrong. But, please don't make the same mistake that Wayne Gretzky did. But in many ways, it wasn't his fault. Yeah, we all know Ballard, that fucker. Wayne Gretzky should have been a Leaf. We all know that. There's no more Ballard anymore. Now Maple Leaf Gardens is a grocery store. Okay. Yeah, and you wonder why the Leafs are the laughingstock of hockey and most sports. But anyways, the point is, it's a decent store, don't get me wrong. I like Loblaws, but Jesus Christ, you guys. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. If it wasn't for that 50% off sticker that you have on a lot of items, okay, you would lose a lot of business. Especially with these fucking tariffs. My God. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, he should be a Leaf, okay? Hopefully one day we will see that, and that will be fucking awesome. Then I'm noticing a lot of players on Ottawa. Names like... Amidio, Pinto. Again, I'm not sure if I was watching a hockey game or World Cup, but turn the page here. Yes, I have more notes. But my God, that's I remember back in the day with Ottawa and Yashin and who cares? And then I saw Oreo on top of Matthew's helmet there. Okay. Listen, I get it. We got to advertise and shit, but I don't know. When I think blue, I don't think Oreo. I think of white and black, because I'm not racist. I tell you, man, you eat enough Oreos, let's be honest. It's like back in the day. Like, remember when Snackwells came out? Oh, half the fat. And then, like, you end up eating the whole fucking package anyway. Who gives a shit? Just eat the whole fucking thing. Go nuts. It doesn't matter, And then next day, you take a shit and it looks like Kevin Hart. So then Ottawa scores. It's 4-2. Okay, time to get worried, because we all know. Listen, we all know what happens when the Leafs are up, Okay. Boston. Then O'Reilly scores, makes it 5-2. My favorite Leaf, by the way. He kicks ass. Then Knives scores. Okay. Cuts like a knife. But it feels all right. Little Canadian there, I did go with the Panama before, but I had to balance it out there, because we're trying to not start a civil war here. Yeah. So there we go, 6-2. Awesome. So the game's ours, pretty much, and then there's like about a minute left, and then they start fucking with my boy Domi. What the fuck, man? You gonna mess with our one of our guys? Nuh-uh. I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay? Like father, like son. He delivered an excellent uppercut, and I forgot he does not have that perfect smile, which again makes him an awesome hockey player. Because if you have all your teeth, you're probably not a good hockey player. And it was just awesome to see him fight. Just awesome. Like I said, man, I was lucky enough to living my generation, seeing the father and now the son on the team. It's fucking awesome. And at the end, they try to get our other player there, Holmberg, whatever, but it's all right. We still held our own and all that. And you know what? Bring on game fucking 2, ladies and gentlemen. Because like I said, we won the first game, 15 games left until the Toronto Maple Leafs could potentially win a Stanley Cup. But will I go back on my betting against the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 7? Fuck you. No, I won't. And here's the way I see it. If I spend $400, okay, that's $100 each round, assuming it does go to Game 7. I'm just saying, that is worst case scenario. My God, listen, if the Leafs end up playing like 28 games to win the Stanley Cup, holy shit. This thing's going to be done in August. But the point is, it's worth the $400 for them to win a Stanley Cup. Who in Toronto that is a Leaf fan who is, not a Sens or a Boston or like even worse, Canadian, Montreal, fucking, we no prick, wouldn't give $400 to see the Toronto Maple Leafs win a Stanley Cup. Exactly. So there's nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing. So let's just have a good time here. Let's do it for Mike Myers, okay, who's representing Canada everywhere he goes, even on Saturday Night Live, with his, he almost has, good T-shirts like me, almost. He's there. The Canadian Tire one, that I got to get one of those for sure. But I worked for Canadian Tire twice. I don't know. One time one time I just didn't show up one week and nobody called me. It didn't matter. The other one, they were just letting people go literally every half hour during a shift because we were part of a construction crew. And I don't know, one was Eglinton and Laird. The other one was Dawes Road and Danforth there. And, definitely not the worst job I've ever had. Holy shit. It could be a certain coffee company. Who knows? But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Myers is always represented. Let's do it for him. Okay? Okay, that's number one. Number two, let's do it for Snoop Dogg. Let me explain that one. Okay, in 1993, he showed up on Arsenio Hall wearing a Toronto Maple Leaf jersey. You know why? Because it reminded him of the marijuana leaf. Okay. Years later, he's done a song recreating the Tom Petty hit, Mary Jane with Jelly Roll. If you have not seen the video yet on YouTube, holy shit, it is fucking awesome. The best video of the year, in my opinion, so far. I doubt anybody will top it, but in 2025, it is awesome. Done by Dave Myers, who did the majority of I think all the Missy Elliott videos. So he knows what he's doing. It's just fucking awesome. And three, ladies and gentlemen, in the end, let's do it for the fans. The fans that have been here since day one. Even all three of the different types of Leaf fans I have mentioned. Okay? We need this. We need this. Okay? I just wanted to do this little pep talk for the Leafs and the Leaf fans, just to get our asses going, okay? And I'm there with you, and a lot of people would say, oh, you're betting against the Leafs in Game 7. Oh, you haven't watched the full game in the last 2 years. Fuck you, okay? I have earned this, okay? I have earned this. My dad has earned this. Last time he saw a cup, he was 10 years old. He told me, my papu, rest in peace. Okay, woke him up, and because he was falling asleep. He was younger, what are you gonna do? It's the Leafs, right? And said, hey, the Leafs won. Got to see the Leafs win their last cup. That was 1967. It was years ago. I think it was, I want to say 58 years ago. 58 years ago. Holy fuck, I just turned 43. The most I've seen him in, was 93-ish, whatever, with Gilmore and the boys and Clarkey with that beautiful mustache. Oh my God. Matthews, that's how you grow a mustache. Jesus. But that's okay. He's American. He'll learn. The point is, you know what? Forget it. Never mind. I don't want to start a war. The point is, okay, we need this. We need a cup here more than ever. And I said years ago, by 2030, the Leafs will win a Stanley Cup. Okay, give us time. Okay, we got a great team. Okay, we have a fucking awesome team. Okay, great goaltending. I'd like to see Wool make an appearance, but then, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. I get it. It's cool, but still. But ladies and gentlemen, we still have haters out there. Okay, we still have, and I believe that one day this person will turn. So nobody listens to this podcast, but, someone did. And, they put this might be a fake name. Who knows? I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to give this person credit anyway. But I'm going to read what they said, okay? And half of it is in bold caps, which, I assume he's yelling at me. Typical, number 3 fan. He probably... he's a lost soul. That's okay. We'll try to make sense of this. So he said, "Hey Malaka, the Leafs suck ass. I grew up in East York, 1963. Why have I always been a Habs fan? 'Cause the Leafs suck ass." How many S's there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exclamation mark, okay. Cheers, Malaka. 2 exclamation marks. Okay, so, the sad thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm almost positive I know who this person is. I mean, like, when you grow up in East York, first of all, I've always said this, it is part of the 6, okay, that what Drake talks about. He never talks about this borough. I don't know why. It's either, I don't know, whatever, Toronto or Weston Road, whatever. It's cool. Don't worry about it. He's busy on his Nokia phone. But the point is, this is a classic, like I said before, number type of 3 Leaf fan. He said he's a Habs fan. I'm almost positive. Like I said, I think I know this person. This person got shit-faced with me one day. and said, you know, I used to be, I'll say like he did. I used to be a Leaf fan, but you know, they sucked over the years, and you know, I just wanted to change my mind. Fuck off. So, you know, don't be like this person, okay? But also don't be like the hardcore people either. And don't get me wrong, you guys are awesome. This is why, you know, this is why the Leafs have, you know, created such a great legacy. But at the same time, this is why, you know, we're, you know, paying $200 and you know, for a fucking, you know, seat that's probably, you know, reaches the Jarvis, and you know, paying $20 for, you know, a beer that always tastes like that last, you know, sip of beer that always tastes like warm and piss, and it just, you know, it tastes like, you know, fucking, you know, like you're from Montreal. The point is, they should have separated years ago. We all know that in the 90s. Remember that vote, whatever. Okay, fuck off. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, okay, that the Leafs have a great chance of winning this year. Great chance. Let's see what these guys can do. Let's not be trolled by 50 Cent. Yes, if you Google it, he was on stage. He trolled. Listen, I get it. Listen, am I gonna mess with a big black guy from New York? Absolutely not. But at the same time, he's right. I mean, you know, this is when we lost to Boston, whatever, and yeah, it's gonna be fucking a little embarrassing. So, you know, like I said, my prediction is we should make it to at least the third round. Okay, I don't see why we can't go all the way. I believe me, if this was last year, I would be, you know, get the fuck out of here. But this year, I believe, is a little bit different. I do feel that it maybe, you know, it's one of those things where it just takes time for a team to gel. It really does, you know, and that's something that we have to just take our time with. And my God, 1967, it is a lot of fucking time. But again, you know, if this reaches any, you know, anybody in the Toronto Maple Leaf organization or Leaf players or, you know, just anybody, just keep this in mind. You know, there really is no pressure. I mean, of course there is. I'm just saying that to be nice. But realistically, we need this. Toronto, the city, we need this. We really do need this. And I believe like it'll be great for the economy. People going out again, spending, you know, a little bit more money than we have to. Let's be honest. Bars, restaurants, they depend on this shit. You know, like we, you know, like we, you know, the city, you know, the collective we, I guess, we depend on, you know, that extra money in the playoffs. I mean, that's where, you know, and, you know, walking Danforth years ago during COVID, man, I mean, holy shit. Like, you know, I mean, if everybody remembers Papa's Grill, which was in My Fat Greek Wedding, I mean, that was a staple to Danforth. When I saw the, you know, for lease sign up there, I'm like, shit, this is official. Like, we're in fucking trouble. Like, if this place is gone, then, you know, uh-oh. But yeah, the city of Toronto, we need some kind of boost. I don't think we're going to get it in, you know, the political wise. I know there's a, you know, election coming up. I personally don't think that's going to help at all. I just don't, you know, I don't think, I think it's going to be shit for a long time. I called it years ago. You know, it's going to be a very shitty decade for many different reasons. We're about to hit a recession, probably in the next 6 months, a year. And we need this. We really do. So again, you know, obviously there's pressure. I mean, playing for a major organization for the Toronto Maple Leafs, there's always pressure. I feel this isn't 2016 anymore. You know, guys like Matthews, Marner, and Nylander, which were all drafted in the same year, by the way, if you could fucking believe that. You know, I think you guys have come a really long way. I think you've had time to gel together, you know, speak together. And it's time to really show the NHL and show all the teams that we mean fucking business. Like, this is a legacy. Okay? No more fucking around anymore. No more, you know, like if I end up losing like every game 7 bet, fuck it. I don't care. I don't care. I got a little bit of savings. Don't worry. I'll be fine, guys. I'll be fine. But by the way, if you guys want to donate to the channel, please do. I left my email there. You can send e-transfers. Okay, I'm not even bullshitting anymore. I I just don't give a fuck. But the point is, all right, playtime's over. It's time to get down to business. Beat these fucking Sens. Okay, let's look forward to the second round. Okay, I know I'm jumping ship a little bit. Well, let's go to the second round here and then kick some ass. And then when we get to the third round, people will be like, holy fuck. They beat the hump finally. And then we're going to kick ass in the third round. And then the fourth round, the Stanley Cup final. We make it there, forget it. I got a feeling that we're really going to kick ass this year. We got a great team, great goaltending, good defense, good players. You know, it's there, man. I'm telling you, it's this year. I know it sounds like another fucking bullshit Leaf story, but I'm telling you, like last year, I would not be saying this. I did not sound like this last year, but I'm telling you, this year, I got a good feeling. Now, I'm not saying for sure we're going to win the cup. I'm not saying that, but I guarantee you, this year we will do better than we did last year, or even previous years before that. Okay? So that's it, guys. That's it. So the next one I do is either going to be one of two things. Either, I'm going to be celebrating that we won this series, or I'm going to be, once again, disappointed that we lost the first round. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, we have a very good team, and I will always bleed blue. Because I'm from Toronto, and I truly believe that this city is great. But again, if you see that sign that says "Welcome to Toronto," underneath it in brackets, I've been saying this for years, that it should have a little sign that says "Under construction." And in many ways we are. But the Toronto Maple Leafs, I don't feel we're under construction anymore. We're ready for battle. We're ready for war. We're ready to fucking kick ass. Okay? Like I said, my dad saw a Stanley Cup when he was 10 years old. I'm 43 years old, and I haven't seen a Stanley Cup. But I have a good feeling that I might, just might, see one in 2025. But like a lot of people in Toronto, they have not seen one since 1967. Part 8.
I love the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Tonight, though?
I don't give a fuck. I'm here. I'm pissed. I'm absolutely pissed. Brilliant. I'm from Scotland. I've come 3,300 miles to see this shit.
Everything's... Oh, yeah!
I'm really upset about Grebenkin going.
I am...
Big chick.